Now we're going to work on persistence. Our current game persistence setup works, but it's very basic, and we need to build something that's going to work for a large-scale game, something that'll allow us to persist all kinds of data and make it so that we don't have to write a bunch of code every time we want to add new stuff that's being persisted. We'll make it so that we can persist things like the state of different collectible objects, the state of our different switches in the game, and other things in the game, as well as our players' position and location, maybe their velocity, so we can save when they're mid-jump and reload and have them continue being in a jump. And we're going to make it very easy to debug and test with some custom editors. And that's actually where we're going to get started. To begin, we're going to create an editor script for our game manager. I've got my game running here. I'm actually going to stop playing it. Right click in the project view, hit create, and create a new editor folder. It needs to be named editor, spelled exactly like that, E-D-I-T-O-R. I'm going to go in there, open it up, right click, hit create. Choose C# script, and we're going to make a game manager editor. So capital G, capital M, capital E, and we'll open it up. This is going to be a custom editor for the game manager. So when we select the game manager, okay, I'll go back to that file. There it is. When we select the game manager, it's going to render the game manager in the inspector and add a little bit of extra stuff. So now to make that happen, we're going to need to replace the base class with editor. Instead of mono behavior, I'll hit enter and it automatically added the using Unity editor statement up there. If yours doesn't, just go put it up there. Next, we need an attribute to tell the editor what type we want this to be a custom editor for. So we put the brackets here and then custom editor. There we go. And then we got to put type of inside parentheses and open another parentheses. And here we want game manager. Well, I got to close this out with two parentheses and a square brace. Now, the editor class has a couple methods that we can override, start and update are not them. So we're going to delete both of those and put override, not onverride, override. And then we should see the one that we want is on inspector GUI. I'll hit enter and save. That should now give me a custom editor that doesn't break anything and still shows the game manager in Unity. Let's go make sure that that's the case, and then we'll work on editing it. So I'll go back into our game. Go select the game manager. I can see the game manager, no errors here, even if I hit play just to force and make sure that it recompiles. No errors here, looking good. Now if you run into some errors, just make sure that your game manager editor is in the correct folder and that you don't have like two of them. If you search for game manager editor, make sure that you don't have a second game manager editor in another file or somewhere else like that. Or just look at what the error message says. All right, let's go back into the code. Now, in the custom editor, we automatically get a reference to the object that we're inspecting. But that object is typed as a game object, not the thing that we need. So what we can do is add a variable here and use that object by casting it. So say var game manager. Oh, look at that. It's going to autocomplete. Game manager equals, and then we're going to get the target, but we're casting it as a game manager by using the parentheses here. Next, we're just going to call game. Oh, no, we're not going to call anything. We're going to add a button. Next, we're going to add a button to save our game and another button to load our game. So say if, and then we need, what is it? It's GUI layout. I always forget which one it is, dot button. And then we do open parentheses and the name of our button. So this will be save. Let's call it save game. And if that is pressed, then the code after it or the code inside the parentheses will be called. And I want this to be game manager.savegame. Now, if I want to load a game, I want to be able to just press a button as well. So I'm going to hit duplicate. I just select those lines there, hit duplicate, and I'm going to put reload game. And here we're going to call a method called reload game on our game manager. Now save game exists, I believe, but reload doesn't. So we're going to need to create that. Let's hit Alt Enter and generate a method for reload. And then let's click on save game and just hit F12 to go to it. You can see it exists, but it was red because it's private and not public. So it couldn't be accessed by another class. We need to make this public so it can be called from our editor script. And then down below our save game, we're just going to add a reload game method. I'm going to put a public void. Oh wait, we already generated a reload, so I should actually just go find that because that's going to be in here somewhere. I think I generated it. Okay, I didn't generate it, so I will type it in here. For some reason, I thought I hit generate on it. Okay, so we'll go to load game. Right here, we're going to put public void reload game, And this can just be an expression body method that calls load game and just passes in our game data dot game name. There we go. So remember, our game data dot game name is the thing that's set and used for saving off our game. So we're just going to reload the game by calling load game and passing that name in. Let's save and do a build real quick. Make sure I haven't missed anything. I'm going to go back into that game manager editor. There we go. You can see I've got my 2 buttons available, and then we'll go into Unity and see if they work. All right, here we are in Unity. We'll hit new game. Run around. Let's go take some damage. Oh, I got hit a couple times, or one time. We'll save and then reload. You can see I come back with my health at 5. Let's go grab some coins real quick. I'm not coming back to my the correct position yet, but I am coming back with the correct health. Let's save and reload. And I come back with 13 coins and my health's right. But if we go back over here, of course, all of our coins have reset. So we do have a save and a reload option now available. See, I reloaded and our coins went back down to the last time we saved, but we've got a couple things to address. For now, though, let's do a quick commit that we've added Game Manager Editor. We'll check that in and then we'll continue on.